when I started out, we wanted to engage with the larger community outside of the church culture, but all we knew was how to do that within church cultural means. So we did Sunday services, and we did programs and home groups and Bible studies and things like that. Over 10 years, we found that really the only paradigm shift that needs to happen is moving from, hey, you out there, come here, get involved in our programs and our stuff, to moving to, we are going out there to where all the normal people are, to where all the people outside of the church culture are.
I know my experience here at the shop, sometimes it's people that have no connection to church that have shown me the most about what church can be or should be, which I always find really interesting.
I think, to me, as I've kind of grown, I've developed an idea of what church is. I think expressions of church are across the map. They can be expressed in any way, shape, or form, people group. But I do think, and I do believe, that there are certain components that are required in order to be called church. So I think there's foundational elements, but how you build on that foundation is wide open.
For me personally, when someone says the word church, I think of the big kind of coliseum with the gargoyles and everything like that. I always end up kind of thinking of the old school churches as opposed to the community center style churches.
Well, for myself, I think a lot of somewhat hate, but also at the same time love.
Church is kind of like school mixed with prison.
Oh, well, the thought of being crucified on the cross for being who I am. By that I mean two-spirited. And also the idea of colonization and the amount of destruction and chaos that the church has brought in the Aboriginal folks is definitely where the thought of hate comes from. Not necessarily that I hate the church. It's more along the lines of things that had happened.
For a lot of people, I feel that even the idea of church, the idea of religion, comes with this predisposition to feeling like people are going to try and push things on them.
Brainwashing small children.
Okay.
Which is what I went through with the Christian church. I saw every Sunday.
All right.
It was brainwashing to believe in the perfect idealisticness that the church wants you to live in, to keep you obedient.
In the Bible Belt in the States, that scares me.
My fear is that we've taken some of the things that aren't foundational and made them foundational, silly things like music or how we preach or things like that.
I think of church as just, I don't exactly know how to describe it. I think of church as not a place for me. Not a place for me at all.
Well, initially my mind goes to, experiences that I've had with church. So sometimes my mind goes to very negative places, and sometimes it goes to very positive places.
I think a lot of outreach programs, I'm really in love with street church right now, which really helping with the homeless people that live in the downtown core and really bridging social classes and such.
I'm on the street now, man. But I have a tent. We call it the tent village. There's 5 tents set up there. And that's where I've been living all year.
The religious crowd and so on, I haven't done anything to replace bars. Bars are great. For me, when I was a non-Christian, that's where I would hang out. That would be my social life.
It would look a lot like this, to be honest. I don't agree with everyone needing to be in the same little box of a mindset, and the fact that everyone's perspective on everything is so different is the reason life is the way that it is.
The churches I've known, nice, beautiful, quiet, peaceful. I liked them when I remember the churches I've known.
The idea to treat others the way that you want to be treated, and I have met a lot of churchgoers as to that amount of love and being able to just give freely.
So I believe that church can be anything, whether it's going sitting with friends and talking. It shouldn't have to be in a big room and singing carols. I think it could be a way where you just practice your faith in whichever way you believe works.
In my mind, there's probably mostly undefined areas and mostly just open-ended questions.
Somehow be alive for the community. That's what I think. Can't live in an ivory tower.
Let's connect more often. Let's get together. Let's have real good times in pleasant settings where we're free to be ourselves.
You know, the community, relationship, connection kind of paradigm, it's just an awful lot more fun than sort of chasing some static success dynamic based on numbers, based on financial resources. Relationship and connection is where real stuff happens.
Let's connect on a real spiritual level. Let's connect on a real human level here. Let's connect with less between us. Let's connect with fewer advertisements and fewer billboards and fewer commodities. Let's connect.